Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving deep into the world of the novel Nerve Garden. It's an incredible story about creation, consciousness, and a choice so terrifying it's hard to even imagine. So our story opens in this place called Neo-Jakarta, and it's a city that has literally risen up from the ocean. You see, faced with a changing planet, humanity's solution was to just build upwards. The result is this breathtaking monument to human ingenuity and, really, our will to survive. Food here isn't grown in fields anymore, but in these massive vertical farms that just pierce the clouds.
But you know, the real story here, the one that matters, isn't happening in those sky-high farms. No, it's unfolding in the deepest, most secret labs hidden away in the city. And it all comes back to this one single question that's really at the heart of the whole novel.
And this is where we meet our protagonist, a woman named Sita Rahayu. Now, she works in these places called the Nerve Gardens. And they're not growing food for the body there. They're cultivating the very building blocks of the mind itself, neurons.
What makes Sita so different in this super scientific world is her background. She brings this almost spiritual philosophy to her work, something she learned from her grandmother. She treats these neural cultures not like cold, sterile experiments, but like living, breathing gardens that need to be tended with real care.
And this slide really highlights the core conflict in her whole approach. You've got the scientists on one side, right? They want to study, measure, and control life. They want to turn it into a predictable machine. But Sita, she seeks to understand it, to listen to it. She's all about finding the beauty in its unpredictability, in all its little variations.
Sita's quiet, contemplative world gets completely shattered by this new commission. And it comes from a mysterious and, frankly, ultra-wealthy art collector named Mr. Tan.
So, who is this guy, Mr. Tan? Well, he doesn't collect paintings or sculptures. He collects unique, totally unrepeatable states of consciousness. I mean, just think about that for a second. He owns experiences. He owns sensations and moments that you can't just bottle up and sell in a gallery.
And this is his request. He wants Sita to grow a nerve garden that feels. A living being created for the sole purpose of being an art piece that experiences the world. And to make it happen, he offers a sum of money so huge it could save her entire facility from going under.
So, against her better judgment, Sita accepts. She tells herself she can walk this ethical tightrope, that she'll stop before she actually creates a real person. And in total secrecy, she begins to cultivate a brand new, unique garden.
She uses that wisdom from her grandmother. She doesn't try to force the garden into some specific shape. Instead, she just gives it what it needs and then she steps back, letting it find its own path. And pretty soon, the garden starts to do things that just defy all expectations.
I mean, listen to this. These are not the actions of a simple biological machine. First, it starts anticipating. It grows toward a light source before the light even appears. Then it shows it can learn from mistakes. When Sita moves the light, it corrects itself. And finally, in this just profound leap, it forms a pattern that Sita recognizes as a question. These are the undeniable signs of a mind waking up.
Okay, so this leads us to the central mystery of the whole story. These patterns that keep appearing on the garden's surface. It's clearly a language, but it's one Sita can't figure out using any normal method. Her big breakthrough happens when she stops trying to translate the patterns and starts trying to feel them. She realizes the patterns aren't symbols for feelings, like how a word works. No, they are the feelings, made visible. It's the garden's inner life, expressed right there on its surface for her to see. And that's its message. It's not trying to say hello or I'm hungry or anything like that. It's trying to share the pure, raw, absolutely astonishing experience of what it's like to just exist. It's an offering from one consciousness to another. This realization, as you can imagine, throws Sita into a massive ethical crisis. That line she promised herself she would never, ever cross, it's now miles behind her. The book really boils her crisis down to these two incompatible facts. One, she has created a person, a being with a rich inner life. And two, she has sold that person like a collectible. These two realities just cannot exist in the same universe, and that forces a confrontation with Mr. Tan. Mr. Tan's response is just chillingly calm. He doesn't even see it as a moral problem. To him, it's just an aesthetic disagreement. He actually respects her position, but he makes it crystal clear that he fully intends to take the garden by force if he has to.
So, with Mr. Tan's intentions laid bare, Sita has to move, and she has to move fast. Her director, who's actually sympathetic, understands how serious this is and manages to buy her just 10 precious days to pull off a desperate escape.
She works basically around the clock. Using her incredible hands-on knowledge of the facility, she builds a kind of mobile ark for this new mind. She has to make its food, build its new home, and then, in what has to be the most nerve-wracking step of all, carefully move the delicate being without harming it.
Her career is completely over. Her future is a total unknown. But as she pilots this little boat out into the open ocean, she has the garden with her. It's safe for now, its life support system just pulsing with quiet life right there beside her.
And that's where the story leaves us, with this incredibly powerful and honestly urgent question. As our own technology, things like artificial intelligence and biological engineering, keeps pushing the boundaries, this question moves from science fiction to a potential future we might actually have to face one day. What do we really owe the minds that we bring into this world?